All right, so welcome to Visions Adventure series. It's so good to have you here. Today, we'll be talking about visioning, and this is a topic that I really, really love. And I trust that it's going to be our amazing transformation for you, for your brand, personal brand, business brand, non-profit brand, whatever your brand you're seeking to create or establish. All right, so why is this vision to venture? All right, because for every venture you're creating, whatever brand you're starting, I love to see you as a visionary brand. I love you to begin to think of yourself as a visionary builder. And whoever's in Vision to Venture class, you would notice that we have been conscious of really of calling ourselves that of, and it's not just for the fun of having a name, because that is the mindset that we want you to incorporate into whatever you're building. You are a visionary builder. So that's where we're starting from for this class. You are a visionary builder, and we want you to have that consciousness that you are really a visionary builder. You are a visionary builder. You are a visionary brand. You are a visionary builder. So I want you to have that consciousness even as you build. So let's dive into this topic. I don't know what you've started. Maybe you already have a venture, you already have a business, it's even growing. Maybe you're like, we're doing fairly good, we're making good income, we're making some level of impacts. But then you join the class, or you're watching this because you're thinking of scaling, or maybe you're just somebody with a business idea. Maybe you opt on this via the Start Smarts package. So you're launching, tada, and ciao ciao to you. Yeah, it's so good to have you here. So first question, what made you start business, or what is making you start business? Why do you want to start business? Why do you want to start? And hi, and shout out to our non-profit owners. Yeah, guys are also the real deal. So why did you start this non-profits that you're starting, or why do you want to start? So I know that if I check everyone's journals or your comments, I'm going to see many responses. Some people are going to say, oh, I started because I just want to make some income. I started because I want to make some impact, like I want to change the world, or I have this urgency to meet this particular need and all of that. Okay, so maybe you're someone that even has a vision, a picture in your hearts concerning a need that you want to establish. So I'm asking you, what venture have you launched? Remember, it's vision to venture. So you might have been conceiving a vision, but you need a venture to actually achieve, or to get to that vision. And a venture is a well organized structure around the vision. I would like to just leave the definition at that, and we'll see more as we go along. Yeah, so money for business owners, that could be what brought you in, but you will see as we go on. But if you see yourself as a visionary brand or a legacy brand, well, this is not a bad reason to start up a business. You are going to see that there would be more that you will need to really build a legacy brand, or to build a visionary brand, actually. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if you've heard about Simon Sinek, sorry, is the golden circle, and he talks about the fact that there are many organizations. Every organization on the planet knows what they do. So some would start from, oh, for my brand, pardon me. So some brands will say, oh, we sell hair, we sell human hair. Some brands will say, oh, we sell textbooks. Some brands will say, oh, we offer services like CAC registration services. Like that's one of the things Emily Hub does. Oh, we offer hairstyling services, or we offer consulting services. So every organization knows what they do, because that's the product you sell, those are the services you offer. So we every organization is actually conversant with what they do. Some organizations know how they do it, and I don't want you to assume this. All right, so if you're in the class, you know that while we were preparing for the class, one of the things we told you to do is to have a brand journal. Don't just bring a jotter or the class, okay? Have a brand journal. That's part of how you start showing your brand some tender loving care. So have a brand journal where you're writing, where you're taking these things down, and you are, you're going back to them, seeing how you're growing, seeing what is changing, seeing how you're implementing all the things, like all the ideas that you're getting. Yeah. So that's how we steward. That's how we steward vision, actually. So some organizations know how they do their things. All right, so this is how we offer our own services. This is our unique selling point. This is our competitive advantage. Some organizations know this, and these are the things that make them special or set them apart from their competitors. All right, because whatever vision that you have, you are already, by having setting out to start that venture, launching out, you are already a part of an industry. And so for branding, you must begin to think about, as a visionary brand, you must begin to think about, how can I play in this industry that really sets my brand as a brand that people can always remember. Because if you do not understand your how, you do not know what you bring differently to the table, what value you bring that is unique, even if it's just a small, a small difference from the general, for the usual. If you're not aware of what you bring to the table, that is value, that is a difference, then you would get lost amidst all other players in your industry. So it's very important to know your how. It's very important to know your how. That is what sets you apart from every other competitor in your industry. Very few organizations, and that's why we are talking about visioning, because we want you to be a part of this. Very few organizations know why they do what they do. Why is not about making money. And sorry to bust your bubble. Yeah, we are, we are so much about finances here. You'd begin to see some of our courses are about, how you can leverage your sales, your marketing skills. Yeah, of course, to make more money. But for visionary brands, you know that there is more. There is a purpose. There must be a vision that is in your heart, a problem that you're solving, something, how you're making your world better by the things that you do. That is going to elevate your game. That is going to make your brand, that is going to make your brand, stand out. It's going to make your brand really the visionary brand. You won't just be saying it by name or by title or an alias. So visionary brand, visionary builders, and just stays there. When you really understand your why, that's what we're starting from with this topic, vision. When you really understand your why, the purpose, the cause, the belief, what are we doing? What impact are we bringing to the world? How am I playing on, the stage of my continent, the stage of the globe? What difference am I offering? How am I making the world a better place? How is my brand making the world a better place? How are we doing things? Why are we doing things like this and all of that? That begins to speak to impact. That begins to speak to vision, and only few organizations understand this. And that's why this topic on visioning is very, very important. Of course, more income will come as a result, especially when you know how to play you know how to maximize you leverage the level of impact as you scale your impact. If you know how to maximize that level of impact, you will be able to make 10x your income, 100x your income, 1000x your income, as much as your mind can see. Yeah, as far as your mind can see, you would be able to achieve that. But I want you to begin to think of yourself as a visionary brand. Can you pause and maybe write on your journal and then affirm out loud, I am a visionary builder? Okay. And this is not just an affirmation. This is not just an affirmation. This is something that yeah, this is how we are going to have all of the answers that we want on in the continents, Africa to start with, and the globe. So I want you to begin to see yourself as that I am a visionary builder. I am a visionary builder, and I am an owner of a visionary brand. I'm a leader of a visionary brand. Even if you are a non-profit owner, I would love you to affirm that I am a visionary builder. I'm a visionary builder. Yeah. So let's get to the next one. In today's competitive business landscape, yeah, you would understand wherever you are, it looks like it's crowded. I'm doing photography. Oh my God, I can see on my streets alone, I can count how many. I'm not doing photography. I'm just using that as an example. All right. So I can count how many. I can count so many photographers on my streets, for instance. All right. So in today's competitive business landscape, having a strong, sustainable business is not just about offering products and services. Oh my! I need you to read this statement over and over again. It's about creating meaning and establishing a lasting legacy. In today's competitive business landscape, having a strong, sustainable business is not just about offering products and services. I just sell hair. I sell hair. I just, I do this, I do that. It's about creating meaning and establishing a lasting legacy. I mean, that is how you can set yourself on a different path. And if you are here, I don't want you to just be thinking about purpose or vision as a means to an end, like, oh, because I want to have some more income, let's just create meaning out of somewhere. The vision is not just the means to an end, it's the means to an end and the end in itself. I I trust that you understand that, but I'm going to break it down. So the vision, whatever your why is the means, is like a means to an end. It is going to help you to, if you're on this call or you're in this class, you joined because you want to increase your impact, because you want to increase your income. I believe that was something major for you, with all the other reasons, but that was something that attracted you. So all of the invites to join the class, you want to increase your impact, you want to increase your income. So vision is a means to that end, and vision is an end, because in your vision there is no complete vision without um impacts. There is no complete vision without the income that is going to bring, that will allow you to, that is going to give you a leverage for more impacts. Because that's a beautiful reason why we look to increasing our finances, not just to just not just to have, to just multiply the things that we have, to just play around, but because money actually is a tool of dominion. Money is a tool for more and more impact. There's some thing, so there's a level of impact that you cannot create without money. In fact, to say there's a level is actually very small. Like any level of impact you are going to need, there's going to be some um financial leverage that you're going to need. And so I want you to begin to think of vision as the means to the end and the end in itself. So definitely, if you have a venture, you have a brand, non-profits or for profits, you know that this visionary topic is very, very important. It's a non-negotiable, actually. All right. So we said it already. Hello, visionary. begin to think of businesses that last, legacy brands, and businesses that would outlast you. The impact is going to speak for generations. All right, yeah, this is one legacy brand I love. There's so many, and it was, just thinking about which of them to speak about, and then yeah, House of Tara kept coming. So you see the makeup brand, because that's a bulk of what they do, but that's not where they stopped. Of course, it has House of Tara is over 27 years. Yes, over 27 years. And if you sit with the story, you listen to Tara Fela Durotoyin, who is now founder, not just CEO. She has handed over the baton. Yeah, that is how visionary builders think. You are building people. You're not just building the brand, you're building people. You are impacting people. You are building leaders. You are solving problems. And you are increasing your level of impact and income. So House of Tara has evolved over the years, and that is what happens to visionary brands. They are forward thinking as a visionary brand. So I want you to start thinking, when you think of yourself as a visionary brand, this is what you are saying to yourself. You can put it down in your journal. I'm an evolving brand. I'm a forward thinking brand. I'm a strategic and critical thinking brand. You're constantly asking yourself questions. How can we play better in this industry? What do the people that we serve, what do they need? You're getting feedback. You're doing market survey. You're doing research. So you're not the type of brand that's just doing guesswork and saying, kill a man like, sorry, sorry to had Yoruba, just what do people always like in this field? They always like, I think they always like this type of hair. Okay, can we just put this type of hair out? No, you're thinking, you're going data driven, you're going research driven, you are asking questions, you're getting feedback, like we did for many people that joined Visions Venture Series. There's a feedback form. That's a reminder for you. You now fill the feedback form. Let me adjust my glasses to look at you. Don't look at my forehead. All right, so yeah, so you're evolving, you're thinking, you're forward thinking, you're thinking of the future, you're thinking of how to answer questions, you're thinking of how to help your customers render services. And as you begin to ask yourself these questions, there will be beautiful layers of the vision that will be unlocked to you. If you're a woman or a man of faith here, you're a kingdom, amen. Asking those questions, God is set to answer you. Yeah, there are going to be many visionary encounters that will come. They might not even be vivid like dreams that you're going to see, or you're having a out of the body experience. But as you begin to ask yourself questions, what are the new trends in this industry? How can I place this brand? How can we begin to answer more questions, or serve a higher number of people? How can we serve people at the all different level? Answers will begin to come to you, and then you're going to be able to scale your vision. You're going to be able to increase and become better at what you do. So those were the things that helped House of Tara to evolve. It started from always selling makeup, began to make their own brand. Or in Nigeria, we can actually have a brand that is built built for ourselves. Like it's Tara is not just, we're not just importing makeup, we are building this, and then we are empowering other women as we do this. She began to think of women empowerment. As she went on to that, she began to train other leaders like that, and the brand just kept evolving. I want you to begin to think of any other legacy brand that go and understudy them. That will be another assignment. You can write it down in your journal. Go and understudy them, read through their story, and you see how evolution has occurred by just asking these questions, just thinking about yourself, or positioning yourself as a visionary brand. There's so many answers that will pop up. Okay, so this is the new leader or CEO. See what she has to say about Tara Fella Dorothy, because this is the story that many of the people that will work with you in your organization, I trust, will begin to tell of you as a visionary brand builder. That is why we are here. All right. Sarah Fella Dorothy laid a strong and visionary foundation. You can see visionary popping out at us just like that. She built not just a brand but a movement, sky, that empowers beauty, purpose, and excellence. So you're thinking of yourself, me, I'm just a makeup artist. I'm good at what I do. I help brides to just beautify their face. I want to start thinking of yourself as, I am someone who, something I'm not crafting the vision for you. Start thinking of yourself as, I'm not just a brand. I'm a movement. I'm training other women to see themselves as beautiful as I do the brand thing. Or maybe I'm into men attire. Is there a way that as I give my services, as I offer my products, men begin to think more of themselves as purpose driven men, and I'm infusing that into everything I do. That probably lead me to, for instance, out of my brand, there is a mentoring movement, for instance, or there is there's a fashion hub movement. Different answers begin to pop up. All right, so honor that legacy. My move will be to build upon what she has built with intention. A legacy is the platform. Wow, a legacy is the platform. My role is to scale it. This is my way to truly honor a legacy. This, mind you, this one is still alive, and they're already thinking about legacy. Imagine how many women that she has inspired, and how many, not even just women, before you start thinking that this is a women movement. I'm sorry, you'll be hearing that quite a lot, because it's something I am passionate about. And mind you, I'm not a feminist, as it were, but it's fine. I don't have any issues with any of those moves, but you're going to be hearing that a lot, because that's my own vision burning out. Yeah. So you're going to be hearing that a lot, because I'm aware that we have all genders both genders on the call. Sorry. Okay, so what brand is this? Anybody knows? Nike, just do it. Nike, just do it. All right, for our time, we are going to be studying these brands. Yeah, they are here because there should be assignments that we should study. Amazon, KFC. All right, KFC. What can you see? I beg, don't mind me. Yeah, so what can you see? What can you see? How far can you see as a brand builder? If you see yourself as, this is my business, it's just a side hustle. That's what it is. It is what you name it, actually. Oh, this is my brand. I'm solving problems in Nigeria. I'm solving problems in Africa. I'm solving problems in the world. Yeah, that's how far you can see. And yeah, when it comes to visioning, it's not just sitting down and crafting some things that you just imagined. Okay, a higher level of vision, and the real deal about vision is meant to take this pathway. All of this, these are ways that you can begin to sense a vision, or that you can begin to do your visioning. Number one, it could be a whisper from God's heart. When I hear you, and when you think about a whisper from God's heart, I don't want you to start thinking about something spooky, like God is going to say, my daughter or my son. Okay, it could be like a constant thoughts in your heart that keeps coming. Or if you're in close fellowship with God, from the things that is showing you, the things that is telling you, you begin to catch that, oh, this is something I would love to do. These are solutions that I was born to birth. All right, this is a vision that I was born to birth. That's how visioning happens. All right, a burden in your heart. People come to that place, they see that thing. Take for instance a non-profit I am working with. Shout out to my executive director, Dr. Olanipo Kwayemide. People see people that need blood around, and they're like, sickle cell warriors around, and not for anything, because that was not a vision handed over to them, so it's not a burden in their heart. But somebody like her works towards that, and she's disturbed. Those of us that work with her, so we are like, when I hear sickle cell warrior, you need to know the reactions that happen in my heart. I want to ask, how's the person doing? Can we help you? We are doing a free enrollment in a state health insurance scheme. How can I get you on board? Oh, mommy, we have a support club for warriors, blah blah blah. Not everybody is bothered like that. It doesn't mean that the other people have a problem. It just means that is the vision that I was born to birth. All right, so a burden in your heart, a response to a need. You keep passing by a need, and that's one of the prayers you're going to be praying as a visionary, that your eyes are open to see opportunities. People are complaining about adversity. This thing is expensive. This thing, if only the government could do this. Non-profits, that's why you're rising to be partners with the government, to crusade the need to the government, to make them see that this is a need. You will be advocating, as a non-profit brand, you'll be advocating for that group, for the people group that you're serving to the government. All right, an encounter. So it's why I said, while I said you may not experience something spooky. Some people are going to have spooky. Yeah, remember Nehemiah and Moses, their visioning was different. For Moses, he had a burning bush experience. If you're a reader of scripture, he had a burning bush experience. That was an encounter. Some people need those type of encounters. And for Nehemiah, it was just a burden in his heart. He was, somebody just came to give him a report about what was going on with these people, and then it was burdened, and it began to pursue the burden. It could be a picture in your hearts, just a constant picture of how the world could be. Oh, my teenagers could just be more purposeful. And that's why I'm making Thrive Global. Shout out to Thrive Global. For instance, if teenagers could just be purposeful, if teenagers could just start thinking of themselves more than just TikTok people and all of that, if they could start thinking about even using TikTok purposefully and all of that, maybe that's what is the picture in your heart. I see you're like Martin Luther King. I have a dream. I see, yeah, that's a picture in your heart. Then feedback from customers. This one, very important. Very important. There are some answers, the services that we are building as a brand, MLA, or that came from even some of you, your feedback. So just listening to you, and you're like, okay, this could be a better way to do things. All right, so I want to ask you to write in your journal, what are some of these pathways that you've already been seeing happen with you? Oh, this is God helping me with visioning. This is me catching a vision. All right, so when you think about vision, I want you to start thinking about clarity. Hey, and clarity, I don't want you to start thinking as clarity as having all of the answers at once. It will start with a level, because vision evolves. Remember, vision evolves. Vision evolves. Vision gets clearer. So start with the level of clarity that you have now, but you must be clear in it, and that's why you must have it written. Don't just say, vision for our brand, I have it in my mind, Sha. Your team is not going to work with what is on your mind. They're going to work with what you write and what you constantly articulate, what you constantly tell them, that this is the vision statement of this brand. This is what we do. Take any brand. I want you to go home and go from this teaching and go and understudy brands. In fact, go and understudy key players in your industry. If you're into photography, for instance, go and look for the greatest photographers in Nigeria, those that are really playing on that visionary scale, and understudy what's their vision statement, what's their mission statement. You will find out that you have to be able to write down the vision so that others that hear it, others that you can constantly communicate it to your team, and they will have something to run with. All right. Okay, vision is clear, it expands, it compels. If it is clear, it is going to compel you. In fact, if your vision is clear and is burning in your heart, it is going to keep you on the days that money is not really coming in. Maybe it looks like the income you are putting a lot of money into launching and trying to build the brand. There's still something that is propelling you. You understand? It keeps compelling you because there is a picture that you have caught of a future that is possible. Then as the visionary builder, it's going to grow you. You will say that you have to expand. You might need to take courses. You might need to go and learn. You might need to intern, volunteer in another organization and see how things are done. Yeah, a vision is going to grow you as a visionary. And then it prospers to the extent of the venture that is put in place. Oh my, I can sit on this one, but I'm not going to sit on it because we have reached our 30 minutes benchmark. And yeah, I wanted to take stretch your legs and get a sip of water or juice, as the case may be, or your favorite iced tea. Your vision is going to prosper to the extent of the venture, and that's why it is vision to venture series. The structure you place around the vision, there are some people that what they are saying, if we enter their minds, what they are saying is very big, but the way you are playing, the venture you are putting in place, there is no way it can get you there, or it's going to get you there, but you're going to walk there like a caterpillar. Sorry to say, you would spend 100 years, or you're going to spend 40 years to get to where you were supposed to get in 11 days or 40 days. And that would not be you. That would definitely not be you. So begin to think of venture. You need to understudy. And as a kingdom person, this is how you begin to pray and declare that relationships that help you to put the right structure in place, they come into your life, and that you are able to perceive them when they come, so that you can steward those relationships very well. If you need to intern or volunteer to learn how structures are placed, I'm in an organization that is already making change, at state, national, and international level, because there are structures, accountability structures. We're going to talk about that when we talk about organizational structures. Don't let me flood it. Your accountability structure, what's your finance accountability structure, how does the team work, what's the team structure that you have, your structure on how you even deliver services, how do you, all of those things. Yes, the vision is going to prosper to the extent of the venture that is put in place. If you give 3 people, and that happens a lot, God hands over the same vision or a vision that looks the same to 3 people, but how they run it is what would determine how many people they are able to reach, how much income they are able to make. Yeah, so I want you to start thinking of how and that is not to make you to start racking your head too much. Start from the level you are. Even if you think that it's still a one-man business, begin to have a cash book. For instance, don't lump up the money from the business with your personal account. Hey, big table, it starts from there. If you need to open an account, even if for instance, like we had at some point, you're having an issue with the corporate accounts for your business and you're still using your personal accounts, let there be a system that allows you to separate the money of the business from your personal money, and then you are accounting how much is going to this business. Are we making profit or loss, or we are just stagnant? That's where structure starts from. Before you start thinking of big things, of course you're going to begin to leverage, right? You go further, But start from thinking of structure from that place. Start thinking about venture from that place. All right.